5 Bitcoin stocks on the Bitcoin Standard. So today we want to look at the 5 companies on the stock market of different countries, and we want to look at those stocks and those companies from their past history on the Bitcoin Standard. The first one, obviously, it's MicroStrategy. This is a stock right here. We had um, massive growth over the past 5 years. If you look closely, you see about 2,551% over the past 5 years. So we're all the way from $14 a share, 14 and a half, to all the way $385 a share. So that's massive, and for the year, that's up 593%. If you compare that to Bitcoin, that's for the year, Bitcoin is up 124%, and that's about 1,233% over the past 5 years. MicroStrategy is a leverage play on Bitcoin. So they have this strategy of offering to buy new offering of convertible debt and issuing new stocks to buy more Bitcoin. So that's a very profitable strategy for them. Obviously, this is the result, right? The numbers speaks for themselves. And again, I still cautious people to first understand um, like the company, right? You have Michael Saylor, who is the chairman, right? So it's not same as buying Bitcoin. When you buy Bitcoin, you hold your own keys, um, right? So you get a key, you get the Bitcoin, you have no counterparty risk, right? So Michael Saylor's Bitcoin are in the hands of um, I think there's a multi-sig or something like that with the custodian who is the Coinbase company. I think they have other few custodians they use, but your Bitcoin is yours. You move it anytime you want. It's not tied to a bank account. They can't shut it down. They can't freeze it. It's a way different kind of property. They can't tax you on it if you don't sell it, right? So that's kind of the way I look at it. So you can get a Bitcoin treasury wallet like that as low as $34, right? Anybody can afford $34, right? Um, and if you want like another easier way, you can use a BitKey, right? So which is about maybe that's $150, right, for a BitKey. Like you have like if you have somebody you wanna give a gift this week, this Christmas, right? So I don't suggest you to take a Bitcoin wallet from others just for safety, but I would say you just go to the website, right, bitkey.world, you get a key, or you go to trezor.io, get a key, and hold your Bitcoin yourself. You don't have to, put involve counterparty risk into it. But obviously, some people want to buy the stocks, and that's why I'm making this video about those Bitcoin stocks. And obviously, we can see they go a lot higher compared to Bitcoin. but we know why, because they have a leverage play. They're just buying the Bitcoin, right? Just like Michael Saylor say, the way you outperform Bitcoin is to buy more Bitcoin, right? So we have similar scientific, which is another company that's adopting this Bitcoin standard strategy, the Michael Saylor way. That's It's kind of like a medical technology provider. It's like software enabling point of care testing for early chronic disease detections and stuff like that. So that's um, they adopt this strategy over the past five. Well, I would say um, they adopt this strategy maybe a year ago. So the stock is up about 40% in the past year. Over the year to date, 42%, and then 40% in the past in the month. So it's still going, and it's still accumulating a Bitcoin. We have Microsoft. That's not yet a Bitcoin on the Bitcoin standard. The shareholders are still asking them to do so. So we had a Bitcoin video, Michael Saylor video that he published to advise Microsoft heads and CEOs to adopt the strategy. So I think the decision is gonna be on December 10th, the 10th of December. So we'll see what they say, and we're gonna have um, a the next company is Bitcoin Well. So Bitcoin Well is an interesting company out of Canada. They are a Bitcoin exchange where you can buy your Bitcoin and store it. Actually, let me check. Show you the website. The website is pretty clean. Pretty good service, right? You don't they don't hold the Bitcoin for you, so there's no risk. So you lose your Bitcoin, and they have OTC and they have good customer service. I would say you can use it out of US and Canada. They are way better than a lot of services I see out there. Um, Easier to onboard. It doesn't take long, and the website is not clunky. So, and my referral code for this is Smile360. So Smile360, that would be the referral to use Bitcoin Well. And again, this is not. I'm not promoting Bitcoin Well in a way. I mean, you should use any exchange that works best for you. You don't have to, buy Bitcoin from 10 different exchanges. If you already have an exchange, you don't have to use Bitcoin Well. You can stick with what you have and stack sats if it works for you. But I think it's interesting. Bitcoin Well is up over 350% in the year. I can't see the chart right now, but um, yeah, over that's about 355% in the year. That's 78. Okay, we start to see chart now. So 78% in past 6 months. Right. So, and again, we had the massive. It was a massive one up in 20 about beginning of the year, and it crashed down, and so yes, it's like a penny stock, right? It's still in the comings, so we still have to look what it does, right? So I'm not saying anybody should buy anything. I'm just giving the information of all those companies who are in the Bitcoin standard, what they do, and what the stock price is doing. We have MetaPlanet out of Japan, and also they are up. They are up 1,565% in the year. Um, and over the past 5 years, 127, just by adopting Bitcoin. In the past year, they're up 1,500%. So that's amazing, in my opinion. And we have Mara that's up 40%, 46% in the year, and they are up 2,000% in the past 5 years. That's that's crazy. That's a lot of a big return. Um, so, anyways, this is the those companies, right? And we have Microsoft that's on the list that's to come. I think every company gonna have to adopt the Bitcoin strategy if they want to stay relevant. Not just because they want to, because they don't have a choice. If your competitor is issuing debt, issuing more shares to buy Bitcoin, and their shares are going up, and they are sucking all the capital on the market, I think you won't have a choice to join the Bitcoin standard. The winner is gonna join first, and then the losers will lag down, will be the last. So that's just my opinion, and just based on what I see for MicroStrategy in the past 5 years, the numbers speak for themselves, right? So I just I just think there's the future is bright for these companies, and for MicroStrategy, even though I don't own much on of MicroStrategy, so full disclosure, I own uh, a few shares, right? Not a lot, not a whole lot, but I own a couple shares of MicroStrategy. Um, but uh, but I think in the long term, MicroStrategy will do very well, right? They will do very well. But that doesn't mean that I will be right. That's just my opinion. Just from the past performance, if they keep going on this path, they may do very well. But if let's say something can also go wrong as well. They can lose their keys, right? Because there's a custodian, there's a counterparty risk there, right? That's why I don't have much um, on MicroStrategy, right? So because if they lose those keys, like the custodian lose the key or something happened to the company, or they go bankrupt or something happened, right? They can't pay back, right? Like crazy things happen. It's like, it's a risk. It's a risky market. It's capitalism. Just like in Bitcoin, right? The early adopters, they got Bitcoin at $1, $5. People buy Bitcoin at $100 back then. Those people, they are early adopters, right? They deserve every single stat because they took the risk, right? Back then, people was like calling you um, drug traffickers for using Bitcoin. They think you are like in the Silk Road. They think you crazy, right? So right now, those people they deserve every single cent, right? For all the risks they take, the mental barriers, all those things. So they didn't care, and they just keep buying. And now it's their time to enjoy those satoshis. And I think still you still have there's still room to go up on Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin is still on its early days. A lot of people think Bitcoin is like a rich quick scheme. Make some money and sell the top and like buy a Lamborghini, but they missed the point. Like they completely missed the point. Like Bitcoin is a 5,000 years technology that's gonna be here for like longer than anybody here, right? It's gonna be longer. It's gonna last longer than anybody who's listening to this video, even myself. So 10 years from now, your kids will still be early on Bitcoin, and the massive one potential will be still high. So um, this is just like the beginning, right? Like $100,000 Bitcoin. That's still like early days, because think about like $1 million Bitcoin is just a 10x 1 year, and then $10 million, that's another 10x. So, and the reason being is because the dollar is going down, it's going to zero. So when you see all the the stock going up like this, a lot of people don't understand that there's a broken, something is broken, and this is the problem. The problem is the denominator, right? If you take USD, you put it against Bitcoin, right? You're gonna see a clearer picture, right? And you're gonna see the trend. The trend is that the US dollars is dead against Bitcoin, right? So I'm gonna show you this chart, and you tell me what you think in the comment section below. Okay, so because a lot of time people talk, but they're not saying the truth, and there are a lot of time people don't really understand, really see what's going on. This is over a year, right? The US dollar is down 55% against Bitcoin. Over 5 years, it's down 92% against Bitcoin. Okay, what do you think? Something that's down 95% in 5 years, right? Do you think there's a comeback for it? Right? If your stock, right, is down 95% past 5 years, would you still hold that stock? You still think there's a comeback? So that's what happening when you're holding dollars, right? So, and by the way, that's happening to every other currency out there. The US dollar is the strongest one. So, in the whole history of Bitcoin, US dollar is down 99%. But if we take just 5 years, right? Any 5 year period, you'll still see US dollar down 92%, 90% against Bitcoin. What I'm seeing here is this is the crack or boom moment. That crack or boom, it's when everybody realizes the game is up, right? The emperor has no clothes. It's all fake. They print it out of thin air. It's not worth anything. It's just trash. So that's a moment. Once you realize that, you realize Bitcoin is priceless in dollar term. It's gonna go to infinity. $1 million just it's just the next step, but it's going way, way beyond that. Once you realize that, and you realize, okay, yes, I can buy the stock, right? The stock can go up like 10x. MicroStrategy go up like $3,000 a share, right? Well, not a lot of people. It will still looks expensive for a lot of people. Again, you can still buy a fraction of MicroStrategy share. Like you can buy 0.1 with 0.1 of a share, right? So you can buy like 0.02% of a MicroStrategy share. So it's fractionalized, right? So depending on your bank, I don't know, but again, what the point is like it's always gonna look expensive. Same for Bitcoin, same for every other things. They'll always look expensive. Everything gonna go up over time. And what before I finish this video is that what I'm gonna say is, um, when everything goes up, right? Something gonna be the denominator, right? People gonna find a way to denominate the value, whatever stock, whatever everything else, because the dollar gonna go away at some point. And this is when I think people are gonna start denominate things into satoshis. So when a stock goes up, it will goes up based on how many satoshis, right? Did it goes up against Bitcoin, right? So did it goes up 5%, 10% in a year against Bitcoin, right? You won't really know really compare it to dollars because dollars are going down, right? So the reason why most stocks are going up right now is because the dollar is worthless, right? That's a crack of boom moment. That's when everybody realize it's dead, right? Just like this chart, right? Nobody seems to look at this chart. Everybody seems to look at this chart, right? That's the chart they are looking at. Nobody's looking at this chart. That's showing that USD is dead. So it's like seeing the star falling. Or this star was falling like years ago. Like since the day Bitcoin was started, this star was dead. Right? So it was already dead. But the thing is, Bitcoin is not the cause. Bitcoin is just a solution to the problem. And this is what I think a lot of people miss is they miss the fact that the governments are printing the money, they are the one damaging, they are the one breaking down the system. Right? When you print money, you are undermining your currency. You're undermining your dollars. It's not Bitcoin that's the problem. The problem is the government printing the currency, right? Bitcoin is just providing a solution to the people who are getting hurt by the inflation problem. So I'm gonna leave it there. Anyways, guys, this was my video for today. Please subscribe, like, comment, and let me know what you think. Maybe that will help me make more videos in the future. Thank you for watching.